Hello, pup parents, and welcome to another episode of the Perfect Pup Podcast. My name is Devin. I'm very excited for today's episode. It's a challenge that a lot of pup parents might struggle with, and that's, teaching your dog how to greet humans or when humans come to greet them. It's a very, very important topic because at the end of the day, your dog is always going to be meeting new people, whether it's in your home or out on walks. So we're going to be covering that today, and I'm very happy to have Holly back on again. Thank you again, Holly, for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Quick intro of Holly. We've had her on a few times, but I always love to just give a little intro so people know who you're kind of hearing or watching. So Holly has been a dog animal lover since day one. In her own words, she's been, training and showing dogs since a very young age. She is certified with the Pryor Academy. She's a fear-free certified trainer, an instructor for Dog Biz Dog Walking Academy, and Walks and Wags First Aid Certified. And she runs her own training company, Paws, in the Vancouver, Canada area. And as we're recording this, she is currently working on her separation anxiety certification. So again, Holly, we really appreciate your expertise, and we're excited to, dive into this episode.
Yeah, super excited.
So first topic, and I think we have a little dog here. Do you want
Yes. I've got Larry on my lap here, my little Chihuahua.
Larry. So for those of you watching, you can kind of see Larry there. If you're not watching, check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we're going to oh, there he is. I love it. So I'm a sucker for senior dogs. This is my senior dog here, Buddy. He's 15 and 2 months. So senior dogs are, man, they're the best. I always have to kind of like tell people, or when people message in and they're having challenges with their puppy, it's like, just push through those kind of hard months and years of a puppy, and it just gets so much better.
Yeah, totally. It just keeps getting better.
And then when they get older, they just want to sleep a ton. So it's perfect. You have someone to just hang out and cuddle with all the time. All right. So let's talk about, how we teach our dogs to properly greet people. In this episode, we're just going to cover, dog to human greetings. In another episode, we'll talk about dog to dog. So what is the ideal way? And let's talk first, maybe when you're outside. So you're out on a walk, you see someone approaching, they get that glow in their eyes of, oh my gosh, a dog, a puppy, I want to come pet it. Like, it can be a little bit tough because not only do you not know the person approaching you don't know like their level of knowledge with dogs or how they interact with dogs. But it's like, you don't know them. And so you're trying to greet them, but then your dog might be like, whoa, a person, I want to go see them. So what's the ideal way that we teach our dogs to greet other humans when out on walks?
Yeah, so I think first of all, we should think about this in the sense of puppies and young or even older dogs who are excited and happy to see people. If you do have a dog who has a history of human aggression, then that's going to be a different thing, and you'll want to work with a certified positive reinforcement trainer. But when we're talking about those dogs who are happy-go-lucky and everybody is their best friend, I think most pup parents would like to see their dog with all four paws on the ground. They can be sitting, but I don't really think that they have to be sitting. As long as their paws aren't jumping up on the person, I'm happy with that personally. So yeah, I think that's what most people should kind of put their criteria around.
And on that note, I mean, do we want, again, it's every situation is different, and sometimes it's like hard because it happens so quickly with people approaching you. But in most cases, like, do we want our dogs to be like by our side and, we tell the person, yeah, you can come up and pet them? Or how do you kind of approach that? Because I don't, with the four paws on the ground, that is like number one priority. But what about like the whole, our dogs wanting to go and initiate with people? How do you approach that?
Yeah, so I think as you notice a person coming up, it is a good idea to try and call your dog over to you, get some eye contact from them so they're focusing on you. You can get them to sit, but I don't think it's really totally necessary. Just try and get their focus on you. As that person approaches, then, if they go, oh my gosh, can I pet your dog or whatever, and you want to allow them to, then you can say, yes, okay, you can pet my dog, so long as all four paws stay on the ground. So have that, then allow your dog, okay, go ahead and say hi, and have that person greet your dog.
Okay. So yeah, I ended up giving them a little bit of a, yes, pet my dog. But if they start jumping up, you can just kind of back up or turn around. And one thought that I just had on this that I've struggled with my dogs, and I've been given this advice, and you'll probably agree with this, is like, you have to train this before it happens. if you just think, oh, I'm going to go out on walks and my dog, I'll teach it in the moment. Like how do you, so on that note, like how can you train your dog beforehand? Cause like, do you get someone else to come practice with you to walk up to your dog, or how do you approach that with like your clients?
Yeah, so I practice this with my clients a lot, actually. So definitely we want to teach the behavior before. We can't expect in a super exciting environment. And people on the street, when they see a cute puppy, it's, oh my gosh, cute puppy. And they're going crazy to say hello. So definitely I would recommend practicing this with a friend or a family member or somebody, a trainer, somebody that your dog doesn't know super well yet, but might be excited to greet, and have them start walking up from a distance while staying calm. And if your dog jumps, then that person already knows to turn around and walk away. So we can practice that with a human who we've essentially trained to do what we need them to do. So if the dog jumps, they can turn around and walk away. If the dog stays down, then they can continue to approach. And if the dog continues to stay down, then they can greet them. And then I'll slowly kind of raise my criteria. So I'll start by walking over without saying anything. And then I'll walk over saying, oh, hey, buddy, good to see you. And then I'll start going, oh my gosh, cute puppy, can I say hi? So slowly adding the distractions as well, because we know that people on the street are going to do that. And unfortunately, we can't really control what people on the street are going to choose to do. So
Right, that makes sense. We talk about that a lot on this podcast is break it down and set your dog up for success. Don't ask too much from them in the beginning. So kind of on like shifting a little bit here, there's outside on a walk. That's kind of one scenario. What about when people are coming into your home? Because I think for a lot of people, that's the biggest challenge is, oh man, like people knock on the door and my dog just goes crazy. I mean, even my old guy here, he can barely hear, but like if he does hear a knock, he's like, "Whoa, people are coming in. I gotta go see what's going on. I gotta go talk to him. I gotta get some pets." Like, how do you teach your dog to be calm with like door stuff and people coming into your home?
yeah, totally. So again, breaking down those steps and practicing it beforehand. So what you can practice do is, again, having a family member or a friend go outside and knock really quietly, and then you can have your dog with you and redirect them to an easy behavior like a sit or a touch or eye contact, and reward them for the not barking, and slowly having them knock a little bit louder, a little bit louder, a little bit louder. So that's how they can kind of work towards that initial, the person is coming in, oh my gosh, I'm really excited.
In the beginning as well, would you have your dog on a leash when you're practicing this, even inside your home, or what's your take on that?
I think depending on the dog, having them on a leash can be really helpful, because it just gives you a little extra barrier to redirect them, take a U-turn away from the door if they're really going crazy. And if they're struggling a lot, then you need to lower your criteria. They need to knock quieter, or you can even practice just knocking on a table in your house instead of at the front door. So just really breaking down those steps for them.
That makes sense. And one personal note that I'll add is it is important as well that everyone in your household, as much as possible, is on the same page with this because, dogs don't understand like, oh, I can jump on this person, but not that person. And so if you're allowing your dog to jump up on you when you come in the house, they're likely going to translate that to, well, I jump up on my human, I can jump up on any human. So that level of consistency is super important. And on that note, I mean, I think there's a lot of people listening, that they might have young kids or different people in their family who don't understand dog behavior as much, or maybe they live with roommates. Like, how do you help people get on the same page? I know that's kind of a broad question, but like, if you have roommates or if you have people in the household that are just like not really wanting to like follow the rules, how do you approach that in that situation?
Well, I don't think that most people enjoy it when a dog is barking and jumping on them when they enter the house. So I kind of try and phrase it in a way of, I know it's annoying to do these extra steps right now, but it's going to help us long term. And they're not going to be jumping so much if we can all be on the same page. So I find that can be kind of helpful, showing them there will be a reward at the end for you. I know it's hard work now, but there will be a reward for you, using that positive reinforcement with the people too.
I love that. That makes a lot of sense. So just again to kind of recap for everyone, I think the most important thing that like my kind of main takeaway from this, from what you've explained, is practice it beforehand and break it down into smaller steps. If we just expect that, we have this vision of when the door gets knocked on, my dog's going to just relax and like lay down on a bed, but we don't train it beforehand, we're just setting our dog up for failure. So hopefully that is helpful for you pup parents to just, keep that in mind, break it down, practice it beforehand, don't set your dog up for failure. So thank you again, Holly, for coming on. I know that, pup parents have really enjoyed having you on, and I think your expertise is awesome, and you do a great job of explaining things. And I leave every episode thinking, okay, I'm going to go and practice what Holly just talked about with my own dog. So thank you again for coming on.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
And for everyone, we will include Holly's information in the show notes, that you can connect with her on Instagram, connect with her on her website. And again, please leave us reviews. That's, if you enjoy this podcast, the easiest way to support us, of course, is checking out Pupford products, but also just leaving us a review, especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. It helps other people find this podcast if you can leave us a review. And I look at all those, and I really enjoy the feedback that we get. So we, again, thank you, Holly, and thank you everyone for listening/watching, and we will catch everybody on the next episode.